Sunday is your favorite day of the week. I know. And I know it's because a new episode of Don't Quote Me on That comes out. No, I'm kidding. But happy Sunday. Welcome back to Don't Quote Me on That, ladies. If you're new here, hi, my name is Gabriela. For those coming back, I hope you had an amazing week. I hope that you guys are ready. Sunday evening, relaxed, doing whatever it is. Some of you may be doing homework. But if you're done for the day, sit down with me and let's talk. Let's catch up. And I have something really excited for today's episode. If you're watching, I'm over here with Caleb. He's being super, super cute. But first, let's catch up. Honestly, I don't even know what's going on. I'm like so lost, so confused. They sent out an email last night saying, seniors, 100 days until graduation. Like they said it with such an exciting tone of voice. Like they were so excited about it. I am freaking out about it. Like I would not say that 100 days is something that is exciting. It's something that is terrifying. That is my official countdown. I guess today makes it 99 days left until graduation. So that has me freaking out, graduating, everything. I'm also really just not in the like school mentality. I know it's been like 2 weeks since we've been back at school and I really should be in the groove of it because I have 3 quizzes due this weekend, like back to back. I have presentations, I have midterms coming up. How are midterms already coming up? Like I'm just so lost, so confused. It's already February. I feel like January flew by. Maybe it flew by because I was just like in bed and didn't do anything for all of January. So I'm trying to really get into it. And by get into it, I mean get into everything. Like get back into school, get back into work, get back into doing fun things and hanging out and not being a couch potato all day. So it's February. Like I gave January its time and it was an awful time. So I feel like my year is starting now. Like I'm actually starting 2024 now, which is a little late, but that's okay. How have you guys been doing? I hope that everyone's been doing really good. And now let's get into the episode, the category. So the category for today's episode is body. And I know that when we talk about it, we usually talk about body image and confidence and eating disorders and things like that. But we're going to talk about something different. I was going to say interesting, but it is interesting. Just something different. It does relate to the body, but I feel like it's just a lot more than just our bodies, but it does have to do with our bodies. You guys will see. Let's just get into it and I'll explain. Woo!
Good morning. Can you talk? I really need coffee. I'm so stressed. I was up studying. I'm gonna be late to class. I'll call you later. I just want to be lazy right now. I should probably go to the gym. I'm hungry. Want to hang out? I don't know anyone going tonight. I'm kind of freaking out. Does this look good? It's gonna be so much fun though. I can't wait. And yeah, that's what I would do. Just don't quote me on that.
So I wanted to tell you guys the story of how I got here with the podcast, how I got here with a lot of things in my life, like how just the story of everything leading up to everything that I've created with Something Stupid and Fun, everything that I've created with Don't Quote Me on That, and sort of where all that came from, which does start with our bodies. And I think it was a tough journey, but now that I look back at it, it was such a beautiful journey too. And I just want to share that with you guys because I feel like I've learned so much through the years and hopefully that can help you too. So it all starts, and here's the cool thing about this story, is that I had no idea that everything was going to be related and connected to each other at the end. Like when my life was happening, and the story starts when I was 12 or 11, but I'm going to go with 12. I think I was 12. The story starts when I was 12. Now, 8 years later, the story is still going, but as I was going through my teenage years, I didn't think that this is where it would end up in and this is what it would lead to. So the story starts when I was 12. And when I was 12, there was 2 movies that came out that I really, really liked. The first one was, well, it didn't come out, but that's when I watched it. The first one was The Perks of Being a Wallflower. If you've never watched that movie, you should definitely watch that movie. It's a really good movie. But it's The Perks of Being a Wallflower. And then the series of Divergent came out. I don't know if you guys have watched that, but like Divergent and those series of movies. And the thing that both main characters have in common, so Emma Watson is in The Perks of Being a Wallflower, and then I don't know the name of the actress in Divergent. She also did The Fault in Our Stars. I don't know her name. But those two actresses in those two movies, they had pixie cut hairstyles. I don't know if you know what a pixie haircut looks like, but a pixie haircut is basically like a guy haircut, kind of for girls. Like, it's not even short hair. Like, it's not even above your shoulders short hair. It's like they used like those little shaving things that they use for guys. That's what they used to do my hair. It's literally like chopping off all of your hair, and you don't even have like hair to grab onto. Like, it is just like this. Like, if you're watching, it's literally just no hair. Like a guy, kind of, basically. But it is a like hairstyle that a lot of women have. But the problem with that haircut when I was 12 is that guess how many other girls had pixie haircuts? Zero. No other girl when I was 12 had pixie haircuts, which is fine. That's normal. It's not a haircut that a lot of people do, especially as girls. But I don't know why I went with it. I don't know what came upon me and what possessed me to do this, but I showed up to school just with no hair, basically, after having it like almost down to my belly button. And every single girl my age had their hair down to the belly button. That was the standard. Like, that was the status quo. Long, straight hair under your boobs, like down to your belly button. And then I showed up to school looking the opposite of that. So you can imagine, I overheard so many rude comments saying that I was transgender because I cut my hair like that, because I was like trying to look like a guy. So a lot of people thought that I was transgender. People were just like making fun of it and saying that I was ugly, and like no guy, absolutely zero guy wanted to like talk to me at this point. Like, no guy ever wanted to talk to me when I was a teenager, but if they did, this definitely stopped them from wanting to talk to me. And that was really, really painful. And it was really hard. And that's when I realized we're going to talk about bullying in another episode. This is not what this episode's about, but we will talk about it. So stay tuned for that episode. But what I really realized when I cut my hair was, one, the importance of our hairs. Like, sure, it's just hair. I've never been the type of girl to do her hair. I don't blow dry my hair. I don't do curls. I don't do anything to my hair. I just air dry it and call it a day, and like, that's just my hair. Like, at the end of the day, it's just dead cells hanging from my scalp. But to us and to women, it is something that's very important. Like, the way we cut our hair, the way we style it, how short or long we have it, all of that forms a part of our identity. And we have our hair the way we have it because that's how we feel about ourselves. That's how we relate. That's how we feel good. And as much as I really liked my pixie haircut, I immediately stopped liking it. I hated my hair. I hated what I was seeing in the mirror. Everybody's comments absolutely shattered that confidence that I had in myself, that confidence that I had in my looks. I tried everything under the sun to make my hair grow again. Like, guys, I am not kidding. I would literally spend hours on YouTube just trying to find out how to grow my hair faster. Biotin gummies, castor oil. I even bought this like henna thing that a video told me, and I bought it on Amazon, and it was like a henna mixture thing from India, and they did like this treatment, and I was doing that. Like, I was soaking my hair in some kind of product because a YouTube video told me that that's how my hair would grow fast. Like, I tried everything in this world to get rid of that haircut and to start growing my hair again. And I genuinely, like, I don't know if this is an actual term, but I genuinely grew like a hair dysmorphia, in the sense that once my hair did start getting longer and it passed like my collarbone and it was like around my boob area, like I was long, it was growing. I still thought in my mind, like, it is very short. I traumatized with short hair. I don't even know why. Like, I know why, but I don't know why I didn't get over it. Like, my hair was growing and growing, and I would not accept the fact that it was long. I would only see myself in the mirror and see short hair. And that's why I think I had like hair dysmorphia. And to this day, I am so terrified of touching my hair and cutting it. There's not a single time after that moment that I've cut my hair and I have not been upset about it. You can cut 2 inches out of my hair and I feel like you just chopped off half of my head. So it definitely affected me and it definitely impacted me. And I realized how much like hair can affect us and how much it can really bring us down. Obviously, I also learned that people will be mean and they will say what they're thinking. And as a little girl, I let it affect me. Nowadays, if I cut my hair and people don't like it, I would probably not give a flying crap about if they like it or not because I don't care about people's opinions anymore. But once upon a time, I really did. And when you're young, people's opinions matter a lot. They shouldn't, but they do matter a lot to us. And everyone's opinions really mattered a lot to me. And that really hurt me and affected my relationship with myself and with my hair. And I feel like we don't talk about it enough. We don't talk about our hair enough. We don't talk about how much of an impact our hair actually has on us. So that little moment in my life that has to do with my appearance, and that's why I'm fitting it under the category of body, that little moment that really changed the course of my relationship with myself, that really affected the way I viewed myself, that little moment was a catalyst for a journey that I couldn't even imagine. So now we flash forward a couple of years. I was, 16 at this point, 17, around that. And my dumbass decided, let me cut my hair again. So at this point, it was really long from 4 years of trying to just grow it out. It was literally almost down to my butt. It was super, super long. And now people were actually commenting on how long it was, which is like that's the thing. People are never going to be satisfied with how you look or how you act. Someone's always going to disagree. So at the end of the day, like, who cares if at least one person's going to disagree? Like, you might as well just do you. But again, irrelevant. But yeah, people were like, oh, now it's too long. Like my family members, not so much friends, but family members, like my aunt, I remember my cousins, they were like, it's getting a little too long. You look like una virgen de pueblo. That's like a virgin, like an actual, like, well, virgen de pueblo would translate to like a nun in a town. You know how nuns have just like really long hair? Yeah. So basically that's what they said. They were like, you look like una virgen de pueblo. Like, it's getting a little too long. Like, you should cut that. And naturally, I let that get to me too. So I was like, damn, like now I have to cut my hair. So I started cutting it, but I started small. I like cut it from like my belly button to like right at like my boobs. And then I got like really excited with cutting hair because, hey, cutting hair is very fun. And I usually cut my own hair because, like I said, I absolutely do not trust any hairdresser in this world. I don't trust them. So I will cut my own hair. And yeah, cutting hair is really fun. Like, if you've never cut someone's hair or you've never cut your own hair, like, I'm not going to say you do, but like, try it because cutting hair is so fun. I would always give my dolls like makeovers and like cut their hair, except that one doesn't grow back. So now I have a bunch of dolls with chopped up hair. But anyways, cutting your hair is really fun. So I got really excited and I started just chopping my hair up until the point where I got to my collarbone. So now I look like Dora the Explorer at the age of 17. And again, I just started feeling really bad and really self-conscious. I like it as soon as I do it because it's something that I want. But the second that other people's opinions come into play, that's when it starts affecting me. And that's why I start not liking it. So I cut my hair. And this second event was even more important than the first one because I wrote my college essay about cutting your hair, which is weird. I know it's weird. I know not a lot of people are writing their college admissions essays about cutting their hair, but hey, if you want to get into a good school, you have to write an essay that nobody else writes. So I don't know what, again, possessed me, but the morning after, it was crazy. The morning after I cut my hair, I was just like, I'm going to sit down and write about this. I don't know why. I was just like, I need to sit down and write about this. And I wrote like a 5-page paper on cutting my hair just for fun. Obviously, college admissions essays are not 5 pages long, so I had to chop it up a lot to make it my college admissions essay. But that's what my college essay was about. That's the essay that got me into Babson. And I wanted to read that essay out for you guys because, like I said, throughout all these years, I didn't even realize how important cutting my hair was until I had to write about it. So let me read it to you guys so that you guys understand a little bit better how important this was to me and how much it actually taught me. So here it goes. This is literally the essay. I still kept it. I kept it because I was like, I need to show this to my kids one day, just like show them the essay that I wrote. But again, I didn't know how important this essay was going to be too. So cutting my hair when I was 12 was very important, which I didn't think it was. And then when I cut it again when I was 16, it was even more important because it led me to write this. And writing this essay is going to play and played a very big role in what I did next. But before we get there, let me read it. So here is my college admissions essay. It says, last night I cut my hair. Okay, parentheses before I keep reading. I'm literally telling you, I wrote it like the next day. Like 9 a.m. as soon as I woke up, I started writing it. So that's why it starts like, last night I cut my hair, because it was literally the morning after. Okay, but I'll shut up now and I'll read it. Last night I cut my hair. It was drastic. Instead of it being a few inches below my collarbone, it is now a little above my shoulders. I look like a completely different person. I cut it myself, with the supervision of my 13-year-old little sister, and I didn't tell my parents. I just showed them once the damage was done. My sister says I look like Dora the Explorer. I suppose it could be worse. It is very interesting how the multiple impulsive acts of me cutting my hair over the years has aligned with important life lessons as I have grown. Who would have thought that cutting my hair, regretting it, and cutting it again would teach me so much? The simple act instilled in me a very profound sense of growth, and with that came wisdom. I have grown to believe that the surface is never truly an accurate representation of the inside. We live in a society that focuses on the outside appearance, one that values perception over intent. When I was 12 years old, I cut my hair particularly short and fell prey to the bullying of many classmates. No other girl in my grade had short hair, and I stood out like a blueberry in a bowl of Cheerios. The harsh comments to my face and the conversations I overheard crippled my self-confidence. Crying over short hair was a waste of time. Although, I do not regret the tears, as I feel they watered the seeds of my growth. People always tell us that what matters is what's on the inside, but society's standards still have a tight hold on us and keep us from looking past the front layer. My generation is being conditioned with this mindset. Every time we open our phones, we're bombarded with hundreds of pictures showing us what we should be, how we should look like, and what we should care about. Will having my hair long, short, brown, or pink make me more or less of a better person? Absolutely not. But the media and influences at my fingertips daily are pushing me to think otherwise. I have made a concerted effort to try and form myself based on what's in my heart and my brain. Becoming the truest and most beautiful person I can be is a work done from the inside out. Cutting my hair taught me this, but also molded my view on the world and how I want to treat others, for their insides are worth getting to know just as much. I also learned that what happens to a person is not what matters. What matters is how someone reacts to whatever happened. The first time I cut my hair short, I cried, I quickly regretted it, and felt miserable. But last night, when I botched my haircut for the second time, I decided to not let it affect my mood. I chose to think positively and embrace the obvious and instantaneous mistake. I certainly have learned never to cut my hair short again. I do not believe mistakes are failures. The only time they are is when a lesson is not learned from them. This is something that I have applied to all areas of my life, not to waste my mistakes, but rather take advantage of them and use them to propel myself forward. Growth from adversity is always the goal. When we're learning, we're growing, and our truest potentials and strength are given light. The simple occurrences in our life can have the greatest impact on us, like how I learned so much from cutting my hair. Round of applause. Thank you very much. No, I'm kidding. But that was my college essay. Despite the fact that it is a good essay and that it got me into college, which is another thing we'll talk about in another episode, how to get into college and like the whole application process and everything. This essay is so important to me. This essay is so important to me because this essay is the core of Something Stupid and Fun, which I had no idea about. I didn't know that cutting my hair would lead me to write this essay, and I didn't know that this essay was going to be the base for the brand that I started and what I'm trying to create. I had no idea. And I read it the other day, like a couple of months ago, I found it, and I was like, there's no way. There's no way that 3 years ago I wrote this and I had no idea how much it was going to mean. Because everything that I said in this essay is what I believe Something Stupid and Fun is about and why I started this podcast and why I started Something Stupid and Fun. Because like I said in the essay, something as simple as cutting my hair, something as simple as cutting my hair and getting made fun for it, it taught me so much. It taught me so much. It taught me that this is the kind of world we live in. We live in a world that will look at you and judge you right off the bat. They won't even give you a chance to talk and like show your true self. They judge you for how you look like. They judge you for your hair color, for your hairstyle, for the way you dress, for the way you don't dress. It's a judgmental world as a whole. But it also taught me that that is not the world that I want to live in. I do not want to live in a world where I am part of that. I refuse to be a part of that. I refuse to look at someone and judge them based on their appearance. I want to get to know them. I want to find out what they like, what they don't like, what makes them laugh, what makes them cry. That's what makes a person interesting. That's the reason we should build connections with people. That's the beauty of community, getting to really know people for their true selves. And this is a world where that doesn't happen. Social media is a world where that definitely does not happen. It doesn't. People don't care about getting to know you nowadays. They only care about how many followers you have or how many brand deals you have or if you're going to a place for Christmas that's cooler than where I'm going for Christmas. We care about superficial things. And cutting my hair, as simple as it was, taught me that. It taught me the way the world works, and it also definitely told me that I'm never going to be a part of that world and that I wanted to change that world as it is. So 1.5 years after writing this essay, I got my Instagram hacked. I know it sounds irrelevant, but hear me out. My Instagram gets hacked. It was honestly kind of a crazy story. I was at a party with a friend. I was like at a party with a bunch of friends, and it was like 11 p.m., like midnight or something like that. And I get a text from a DM on Instagram from this girl in my grade who I knew, like I wasn't friends with her. I know her. And I get a text from her saying like, oh, because also like keep in mind, this is a girl that was in my class. Like we had a group project together and we were working on a project together. So she DMs me, and obviously it wasn't her, it was a hacker. But I get a DM from her, and it's something along the lines of, hey, I'm really trying to open this file, but I recently switched numbers because she's from India, so it made sense. Like the story really made sense, okay? She's an international student. She's from India. And she was like, I recently switched numbers like to my American phone, and I can't get the texts to like come through, and I really need this link for the thing that we're working on. Like it was so accurate. Like it wasn't your typical spam that's like, hey, my grandma got sick. Can you Venmo me $20? It wasn't that. It was an actual, like, it looked really like it was her. And like, she just needed me to help her. So I was like, yeah, sure. She asked me for my phone number. And she was like, can I send you the link and just send it back to me? I copy pasted the link. And the second I hit send, it says like, you have been logged out of your account. And it was midnight at a party. I started freaking out. I wanted to leave, but I was hosting the party. So I kind of had to just like suck it up, ignore it. And then my Instagram got hacked. And that was that. I had to open up a new Instagram, which is horrible. But this was the second time that I got hacked. I don't know why I get hacked so much, but this was the second time that I got hacked. The first time that I got hacked, it was actually even worse because somebody used pictures from my Instagram to create kind of like a what's that website called? OnlyFans website, but it wasn't called an OnlyFans website. It was like a something fans, and it was just like pictures of me that you could find on my Instagram. Like they were copied from my Instagram. Whatever. Point is, I have gotten hacked way too many times on Instagram, and this was my second time, and I was like, you know what? I'm done with Instagram. I am so absolutely done with Instagram. I don't care about it. I don't care about having an account. I don't care about keeping up with the posting. I don't care about having to show people if I look good or not. Like, I don't care. I don't care. So, but I still do love taking pictures. And I do love posting pictures. So I just said, let me make a Finsta. I'm going to make a Finsta, and I'm just going to post whatever the hell I want on it because it's a Finsta. Only my close friends are going to be there. I don't have to worry about how other people are going to, like what other people are going to think. And I'm just going to do me. I'm going to post unapologetically. So I did that. I started my Instagram. And when I was coming up with a name for the Instagram, I was talking to my sister about it, and she was like, okay, well, I don't know what you should name it. And I was like, I don't know. We were trying to come up with names. And then she asked me, she was like, okay, well, what's the point of the account? And I was like, it's literally just a place where I can post whatever I want and without the fear of judgment, and I can just be completely by myself. It's just going to be something stupid and fun. That's what I said. And she was like, okay, just name it that. Name it something stupid and fun. And that's how that name came. So I named it something stupid and fun. And it was just my Finsta. It was really just my Finsta. Then I started with TikTok, and then I started with everything. And I just kind of kept the same username, something stupid and fun, something stupid and fun. I just kept going with it. And then when I decided to start my brand, I was like, I need to name it that. I need to name it something stupid and fun because of the meaning behind something stupid and fun. Something stupid and fun means a place where I can just be my freaking self. That's what that Instagram account was. And that's what I want this brand to be. A place where you can be your freaking self. Whatever that may look like. Whatever it may look like physically, emotionally, intellectually, whatever you may be, whoever you are, there's a place for you. There's a place for you where you don't have to change a single thing about you. And it's a place where nobody is going to judge you because there's a lot of acceptance. That is what I wanted my Instagram to be. A place where I could truly be myself. So I wanted to create a place where everyone in the world can go to and be themselves. Be 100% themselves. It is within the world of social media, but it should feel like your escape from social media. You're never going to come here and we're going to tell you what to do, how you should look like, what you should buy, what's trending right now. No. I don't want you to look like a little copycat. We're not sheep. We're not following everybody else. I want you to be you. And I want to be me. I want to be able to be me. And I want everybody in the world to have that feeling of I can be myself. I can be me, and it's okay to be me, and I'm not going to get judged for it, and I'm not going to get criticized. And by doing so, we can create a place where other people learn to accept other people. Because you can be yourself, but other people are still the issue because they're not so friendly with acceptance. So it's both a place where you can be you, and it's a place where other people can learn that different just means different. And that acceptance is so important and key to being happy, to being free. So that's where Something Stupid and Fun came from. And I just think it was such a crazy journey because I didn't think that cutting my hair would lead to me writing an essay about it, which I got into college for. And then little did I think that that essay was the core and the reason why I would now, a couple of years later, create my own brand because of those values that I wrote in that essay, because of the things I learned by cutting my hair. So I also just wanted to show you guys how, I know this is, I just don't want to say it because it's so cheesy, but it's just so goddamn true. Everything happens for a reason. I know, I said it. Don't come at me. I know it's cheesy. I said it. But, okay, fine. Let me rephrase it. Not everything happens for a reason. Let me rephrase that. Let's get rid of that cringy old cheesy sentence. Let's use something more like, it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. The things that are happening to you in your life right now, they're not a coincidence. They're not just happening to happen. That situation that happened to you, that heartbreak, that pain, that uncomfortable feeling, that anxiety, that sadness, all of those things that are happening to you are not a coincidence. They're not. Life does not happen to you. It happens for you. All of those things that you ask yourself day and night, why is this happening to me? Why are these kids making fun of me for cutting my hair? Why am I sad about this? Why is it affecting me? It's not why. It's what for. Why is this happening for me, not to me? The things that are hurting you are the things that are going to teach you. The things that bring you down are the things that are going to propel you to keep going. And yeah, I'm going to be cheesy. Again, everything happens for a reason. And here's another funny story. Do you guys know where the name Don't Quote Me on That came from? When I was 15 or something like that. See, this is why I mean that everything literally just, it wasn't a coincidence. It wasn't a coincidence. Everything happened how it was supposed to happen, and it all tied together later. But when I was 15, something like that, my sister and I were joking around because I was always that friend growing up that my friends would ask me advice for, and I would give really good advice. Just coaches don't play. Coaches don't play. I would give you life-changing advice. Like, I would help my friends get out of toxic relationships, help my friends get into good relationships, help my friends fix their issues with their families, with their friends. Like, I'm great at giving advice, just not so much listening to my own advice. So one time it was literally a joke. We were joking around how I should start a podcast. This was 5 years ago, guys. 5 years ago. We were joking about how I should start a podcast. And it was like, we were saying like, relationship advice from someone who's never been in a relationship. Or if I had just fought in with my friend. Friendship advice from someone who is currently fighting with their friend. So that's what we were saying. Like how it was ironic that I was giving advice because I don't listen to it and I don't pay attention to my own advice. So that's why we were just joking about it. Like, advice from someone who doesn't apply it to their life. And my sister came up with the name, actually. She was just like, and you should name it, like, Don't Quote Me on That. You know, like, here's the advice, but don't quote me on it because I don't apply it to my life, basically. And it was a joke. It was a joke. I was never, ever, ever going to start a podcast. Ever. Like, that was not in the plans. It was literally a conversation, like, on a Saturday night, just us bored at home, talking crap out of our asses. And we came up with the concept. And then 5 years later, I actually did it. I actually did it. 5 years later, something inside me said, hey, listen, you have to do this. You have to talk about these things. You have to create this space within the world of social media and entertainment that is different to what is out there, that is actually going to help a lot of people from your experiences. And that's where I understood that it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. It wasn't a coincidence that we talked about it that day, because 5 years later, when I actually thought, hey, maybe I can actually have a podcast and maybe I should actually start a podcast. And I did. I was like, oh, got the name for it. That was not a coincidence. It wasn't a coincidence that I had to go through all of those hardships during my teenage years, because if I hadn't gone through all of that, I wouldn't be able to talk to you guys about them. A lot of the times we think like, oh, it's just happening. No, it's not happening. It has a purpose. Everything has a purpose. Like I said in my essay, I don't regret those tears because they watered the seeds of my growth. Growth needs water. You're not going to grow and become a better person if you don't fall down a couple of times. You also, you see it later. You don't understand it in the moment. But I want you guys to have faith that one day you do realize it was not a coincidence. One day something inside you clicks and you're like, oh my God, I get it now. This is why this happened. This is why I broke up with that person. This is why I'm no longer friends with that person. This is why. You find out the why later. You just have to trust that it's not a coincidence and that it's happening for a reason. But all of those hardships are the things that turn us into the person that we are nowadays. And it honestly makes me really happy. It makes me really happy to be able to have this podcast and to do this, because it's something that 12-year-old me would have never imagined. But 12-year-old me was in pain. 12-year-old me was upset about the people making fun of her for her hair. And I just know that 12-year-old me would have been so proud and so happy to know that all of those things, the mean comments, the feeling bad about her hair, that led her to write an amazing essay and get into a really, really good school. But that also helped her to learn so many things. That was the fundamental basis of this project and the things that I'm working on. She had no idea how much cutting her hair meant and all the valuable lessons that we're going to come with. So as insignificant as something may seem, guys, it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. It's going to do something for you later. I don't know when. Sometimes it takes a couple of months to realize it. Sometimes it takes years to realize it. I realized it almost 8 years later. I understood the purpose of that. But it does happen. There is a day where you realize why things were happening for you, not to you. So even though we talk about so many different categories here and we talk about so many different areas of our life, the fundamental and core reason for me to be doing this and to be talking about all of these things is really just acceptance. Acceptance and us being able to be us. Us being able to be us and us learning to accept other people for who they are. That is what this whole thing is about. And it all started with me cutting my hair when I was 12. It all started with that little girl being impulsive, which I still am. So we need to learn. I still need to learn a lot of things. But it all started with that little girl being impulsive and deciding that she wanted to be different and getting criticized for it. If I hadn't gotten criticized for it, I would have never learned all of these things. My college essay probably would have been about being Latina in the US or something basic that I would have just pulled out of my ass. It's because I needed all of these things to happen to me. And that is what I want for you guys. Obviously, I don't want you guys to make the mistake of cutting your hair a way you don't like it and regretting it and then having people make fun of you. That is not what I want for you guys. But I do want everything that came with that for you guys. I want you guys to be able to love and learn to accept yourself as you are, to have this place in this community where you know you can be you and you know you're loved by every single person that is part of this community and accepted by everybody that is a part of this community. I want you to be confident and feel okay with being different. I want to teach other people that it's okay if somebody else is different and that you should just accept them the way they are and know that you're also going to get accepted the way you are. I want you to be able to grow from all of those hardships. I want you to know that one day you're going to understand why everything happened and that there is a bigger purpose for those things that sometimes we might see as insignificant. There's a purpose behind it and it's not a coincidence. That's what I want for you guys. And that's what I want for me and for the rest of my life. I want the things that I do now, the hardships that I'm going through now, to be something that I look back on in 5 or 10 years and understand why it happens. And I know that I will. I know that I will because it already happened to me. I already fell down, got back up, learned from it, and created something with it. So I know that whatever's happening to me right now, one day I'm going to grow and learn from it. So I just really wanted to share that story, and I really wanted to tell you guys what all of this is about, what the thing that you watch every Sunday is actually about, what the website is actually about, why my username is something stupid and fun. I also wanted to tell you guys the thing about my hair, because it's not something that I tell everybody, because it's something that I was like ashamed of. And fine, I will insert a picture. Yep, I wasn't kidding when I said it was very short. I will insert more pictures. Okay, now stop making fun of 12-year-old Gabby for her haircut. Stop. I already shared the pictures. You're welcome. Now you guys can screenshot that and have a picture of me with a pixie haircut for the rest of my life. But most importantly, I just want to tell you guys that it's not a coincidence. It's really not a coincidence. And again, I really just love being different and being unique. So I wanted to talk about hair. Not a lot of people talk about hair and how valuable it is. As dumb as that may sound, it is kind of important to girls. We do feel better because of our hairs. Like if my hair is greasy and dirty, I'm not having a good day. Nope. My makeup could be 10 out of 10 and I could have the most amazing outfit on. But if my hair is having a bad hair day, oh boy, my mood is ruined for the day, basically. So I just wanted to share that. I just wanted to share that, and maybe that gives you a little bit of peace to know that you can turn a bad memory into something very amazing. And it's just not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. And you feel it inside of you. I felt it that day when something told me all of that happened to you because now you have a job. You need to help another girl that could be struggling with it. And never in a million years did I think that cutting my hair would lead me to sitting here on a Friday with my dog in college, talking to a camera, because whatever I say could help just one little girl. Never did I think that. 12-year-old me would have never, ever imagined that cutting her hair would mean so much to 20-year-old Gabby. She never thought of that. So more than just giving you guys advice, I just wanted to make you guys laugh, hang out, tell you that story, tell you everything about something stupid and fun, and about don't quote me on that, tell you guys a little bit more about myself and the things that have happened to me. But yeah, I guess if you are going to learn something, and that if I can give like one piece of advice during this episode is, well, it wouldn't even be really advice. It's just always remember that it's not a coincidence. It's just so that we don't use the phrase, everything happens for a reason. I feel like it's way too overdone. Like every single person that tells me like, everything happens for a reason, I'm like, shut up. Like, shut up. You have no idea what you're talking about. But they're right. It's just, I've heard it too many times. I'd rather listen to something that has the same meaning, just a different sentence. It's not a coincidence. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a really good time talking to you guys. I hope it was very fun and entertaining to hang out together. Stay tuned for next week's episode. I can't remember what it is on. I planned the next 20 episodes. I have them all planned out. I just can't remember which one the next one is, but stay tuned for it. They're all going to be really fun. I'm excited for 2024. Really. 2024 is starting today for me. I couldn't even tell you guys what's been happening over the past month, because nothing's been happening. It's just been me sad. So that was trial month for 2024. 2024 starts today for me, which I'm really excited about. I'm really excited for everything that we have coming out. And just always remember what this is about. This is a community where you can be you. This is a community where I love you for being you. And I hope that you can love me and accept me for being me. And I hope that you can learn to accept others for the way they are too. Because you deserve acceptance, but because you deserve that acceptance, you deserve to show others acceptance. So let's keep doing this, okay? Let's keep growing this community. Let's keep being better people. Let's keep making the world of social media a better place. Because boy, is it a dark and scary place. And let's all be something stupid and fun. We all have stupid things and fun things that make us us. Be that. Be you. And that's everything that I have for you guys for today. So I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for listening and watching. I will see you guys next Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I have a bunch of homework. So, yay. I'm going to go do that. But I will see you guys on Sunday.